Mike Tyson's most brutal knockouts, from killing legends to making history, and Jake Paul could be added to stunning KO list next. Mike Tyson will remarkably step back into the boxing ring at the age of 58 to fight Jake Paul this summer. In the late 1980s, the legendary former heavyweight world champion was the baddest man on the planet. Tyson struck fear into the hearts of his opponents before the first bell even rung, and knocked most of them out not long after it did. Despite his small stature at 5 feet 10 inches tall, the relentless aggression, lightning speed and raw power of the young American saw him smash through numerous opponents. To become world champion, Iron Mike's record of becoming the youngest heavyweight champion in boxing history, at just 20 years old in 1986, still stands today. He obliterated Trevor Berbick to win that belt, and then decimated Michael Spinks 2 years later to confirm his dominance as lineal heavyweight king. Tyson built a record of 37-033 KOs at his dominant peak. Even after his troubles in and out of the ring, Tyson retained his power and scored some brutal KOs later in his career too.
However, by this point his talent was fading, and so the majority of his best finishes came in his younger days. Here are Tyson's 12 best knockouts, ranked ahead of the Jake Paul fight on July 20th.
At 36, Tyson was clearly on a downward spiral in terms of his career, but kept fighting regardless. He flattened Clifford Etienne with the right hand inside the first minute, but this fight turned out to be his last win. Tyson was just 19 when he had his 9th fight against Donnie Long, who claimed he could punch harder than Iron Mike. It didn't work out as planned for Long, who was wiped out in the first by a series of hooks and uppercuts. In 1990, Tyson was knocked out by Buster Douglas in boxing's greatest upset. The fight before saw him at the peak of his powers, with his aura of invincibility still intact. He sprung Carl Williams with a single left hook to end the bout. When he was building experience, Tyson fought 19 times within the space of a year. Lorenzo Boyd was another of these preparatory victims, put out by a lethal combination. Francois Botha was Tyson's first fight back after disgracing himself by biting Evander Holyfield in their rematch. He started poorly, prompting commentators to brand him a shot fighter. Tyson replied by destroying Botha with a single right hand. In just his third professional fight, Tyson showed signs of the relentless aggression that would both make and break him at times. As he finished head and Halpin, the 19-year-old smashed his opponent with a stunning uppercut while he was already on the canvas. Just after turning 20, Tyson had one of his first marquee bouts as he took on Marvis Frazier, the son of legendary champion Joe Frazier. Tyson catapulted himself by earning his quickest ever win, demolishing his foe in half a minute. Tyson became the youngest champion in history by taking out Berbick in 2 rounds. A hard left hook floored the title holder and left him dramatically staggering around the ring, repeatedly falling back to the canvas as he attempted, in vain, to beat the count. It was the culmination of an incredible year. By the end of 1986, the young champion had won 13 fights, 11 by knockout. One of the most iconic moments of Tyson's early career came when Reggie Gross hurled punches at him, only for the seemingly invincible youngster to dodge all of them before flattening his foe with a single left. Gross did make it back to his feet, but was stopped moments later. What many may not have known at the time, though, was that Gross was also an enforcer for a violent drug gang in his native Baltimore. 3 months after being floored by Tyson, he committed the first of 3 brutal murders he was eventually convicted of carrying out as contract killings. As amateurs, Henry Tillman beat Tyson twice before going on to win Olympic gold. However, Tillman did not adjust as well to the pro game and so was used as a comeback fight for Iron Mike after his defeat to Buster Douglas. Normal service resumed for Tyson with a huge one-punch KO. Larry Holmes was a legendary long-reigning champion who took 2 years out after being dethroned by Michael Spinks. He returned to challenge new champion Tyson, but was torn apart by the ferocious 21-year-old at his peak. Tyson was undisputed world champion with all 3 major belts, but Michael Spinks still held the lineal and ring titles, having beaten Holmes. In front of a celeb-filled arena, Iron Mike erased all doubt over who the true champion Waspy destroying Spinks in 91 seconds his greatest KO and out performance.